So the national media, 30,000 feet draft jabronis always have the Vikings going edge, 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 Gross Matos. There you go. Espinenza. There you go. In the first round. But what if the Vikings win a different course? Yeah, to replace Everson Griffin, even though Afadi, he's their man. What if they go a different route? Add some more talent to that defensive line unit and rotation by trading for Yannick Ngakoue. One time. Former member of the Saxon Five, which he's not Tito. I don't want to say he's Michael. I guess he's Jermaine. Sure, why not? But let's talk about the fifth-year NFL pro from Jacksonville today. So, background, 6'2", yep, 246, yep. Just 25 years old, turned 25 on March 31st, so youth is on his side. Former four-star linebacker recruit coming out of Friends Academy in Washington, D.C., stayed home, Maryland signing class of 2013. Played a year with Diggs. Hashtag chemistry. Oh, wait, no, Diggs is gone. Forgot about that for a second. Played stand-up linebacker for the Terps for 2 years, and then breakout came in 2015 as a true junior. We transitioned full-time to a hand-in-the-dirt defensive end edge rusher, and he was wrecking fools. He was amazing. He lit the Big Ten on fire because, yeah, you forgot that Maryland is in the Big Ten now. It's still kind of funny. I mean, Rutgers is a Big Ten team, too. It's hilarious. But set a Maryland single-season sack record with 13.5. Remember, that was a school with Randy White, Charles Johnson, not the wide receiver, as well as Sean freaking Merriman. Yeah, pretty damn amazing there, right? Got to the combine, and for a defensive end, of course, was short, light, short arms, not great measurables. So you would think that, all right, so is this going to be another Michael Sam? Is this going to be another Jackson Jeffcoat? Is this going to be another, maybe even a Fadi Adenabo, where he didn't check all the boxes of what they want for DN, because in the National Football League, your defensive end has to be 6'5", 37-inch arms, 270 pounds, and run a 4.2. Right? Now, except not everyone is actually built like that, even though it's just me and Daniil, right? So that's the whole thing. But just because of the high production, he was still drafted in the third round, number 69 overall by Jacksonville. Nice. And again, if Yannick had been 6'5", 270, probably wouldn't have been a first-round pick based off his production. But also, if he had a better combine, I mean, he probably would have been a fringe first-rounder, maybe a second-rounder, like fellow undersized edge rusher Dwight Freeney. Now, Freeney was a much more polished product coming out of college, but yeah, argument for another day. 2016 as a rookie, came in on the scene, started 15 games for the Jaguars right away, led the team in sacks with 8, massively outperformed fellow Jaguars defensive ends, and also first-round draft bust Dante Fowler. He was a number 3 overall pick back in the day, as well as, I think he was like 10 overall, Tyson Alualu. Remember him? I think he was out of Cal. Yeah. But 2017, year 2, did the damn thing in 2017, putting up 12 sacks, 82 pressures, plus a league-leading 6 forced fumbles. That's something he's known for. He's very good at, once he's come around the quarterback, just hammer fist, bring it on. Made his only Pro Bowl that season. Numbers decreased over the last 2 seasons because, how are we going to give top-tier money to a guy who can't even get double-digit sacks, bro? Yeah, but reasons. So one of the reasons why Calais Campbell has had a nice little late career resurgence, he's a phenomenal player, probably borderline Hall of Famer coming up, but also he's getting a lot of single teams because team offenses are throwing a lot of double teams and a lot of shade towards Ngakoue. So, I mean, there's reasons for everything, right? But the Jaguars, they tagged him this offseason, even though that there is like 0.0% chance he's going back to the Jaguars. He's come out several times like, I'm not signing with them long term. Clearly has bad blood with the front office. It's not a deal with the coaches or teammates or fans and like that. It's just he probably feels disrespected that they didn't take care of him last offseason, as teams tend to do with some of the younger players, especially the Vikings. So yeah, obviously he feels disrespected. So he's going to get his way out of Jacksonville. And also, frankly, with Jacksonville, I wouldn't want to sign a long-term deal with the team that's totally moving to London either. It's like, oh, no, we're completely committed to Jacksonville, even though now we're giving up 3 home games. Cool. Totally not moving to London. Great. Yeah. So I think with Jacksonville, they're going to try and flip him. Sort of a diet version of what the Vikings are doing with Anthony Harris. And I do think that there could be a decent market for him, pending on where Clowney eventually signs. Oh, now Clowney tangent. I would rather have Ngakoue than Clowney, 100%, right? Because I think Jadeveon Clowney is massively overrated. Plus, we forget, people forget about that microfracture surgery that he had in his knee. I think that recovery is lingering. I don't think he's going to be completely 100% ever again in his career. Plus, he really does get by a lot more on reputation. And we said it all goes back to that one play, the Michigan Bowl game, where he just decapitated that running back, right? And also, he plays when he wants to play, takes plays off, takes series off, and he really is all about the money. He is a friggin' mercenary. He's very like Ndamukong Suh in that respect. But with Ngakoue, it is a weak edge class, so I think that Jacksonville could get a decent return despite having very little leverage over the situation, because you have a player who's publicly declared that it is over. He's going to find a way to force his way out of town, blah, 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 right? So, I mean, now with the Vikings, obviously, I love Fadi, said that, and I think that he and Daniil would be a very solid starting edge duo, but also, having multiple just meat-eating alpha dogs hunting, getting after the pass rusher just makes life so much easier at every other level of the defense, doesn't it? Plus, with the three of them, Fadi with so much experience inside as well, just imagine third down packages. You got Daniil on one side, you get Ngakoue on the other, you got Fadi inside, working with Michael Pierce and or Armon Watts. Let's go and hunt, huh? Let's go see that. Plus, Daniil and Ngakoue would immediately become the best young pass rushing tandem in the league. If you want to go three deep, throw a Fadi in there too. I won't be mad at you at all. Plus, both Daniil and Ngakoue can play on the left or right side. So, whatever you want to do, you can mix it up, do all that stuff. Plus, also, they're both just now entering their prime, both 25 or under. But imagine like a half decade, 7 years of those two in their prime together. Just think about it, right? So, trading for him, two-pronged. Number one, money. So he probably will command somewhere around $17 million a year if the Vikings want to sign him to a long-term deal, similar to Frank Clark, D. Ford. And people are going to bitch about giving that big of a contract to a guy who had 8 sacks last year. Understand to a degree, right? But also, if the Vikings did trade for him and they don't extend him long-term, now he has said he wants to play for a contender. And now, would he play on the tag for the Vikings? Potentially. Do you run the risk that you're having a 1-year rental, which is fine, but also, could be in line for a third-round compensatory pick in 2022 if he leaves in free agency next year, if that whole thing, blah blah blah. So it's almost like a rebate. It's almost like having rake back on your option, right? So the Vikings, number two is also with the cap space. The Vikings do have limited cap space in 2020, even though #cap is a myth. So they could have a small cap in 2020. They could backload the deal, very similar to what they did with Michael Pierce this year, Anthony Barr last year. And the second prong of trading for Ngakoue would be the trade compensation, right? So I think if Jacksonville would take 58 for Yannick, I think that's a slam dunk. I think that's a no-brainer for me, especially since the Vikings do have 12 picks and 5 in the top 105 this year. But also, I mean, there will be suitors for his services because, like we said, some teams do have cap space that can obviously make it work. And also, this is not a great edge class. So, would you give up 25? I don't know. To put it in easier terms, so would you rather have Gross Matos at 25 or Ngakoue, and plus you have to pay him $17 million? It's pretty close for me. So, yes, you do have a young guy. Yes, Gross Matos could become the next JPP plus the fingers, whatever. Like, he could do great things in the league. But also, if the Vikings are in win-now mode and they can create the cap space, they can make it work. They have a proven commodity that is in his prime, primed and ready to go, pair him up with Daniil Hunter, and off you go, right? So, it is tough for me. I mean, 25 does seem like a lot. 58 for sure. Kind of back and forth, but I want to know your thoughts. Let us know in the comment section below. What would you trade for Yannick Ngakoue? Would you be in on him at all? Let us know in the comments. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. You want to support the work? Pull us on the Venmo. Plus, give us a follow on social media as well. Well, until next time, Skol, production value.